Broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Well, good morning, good afternoon to all of you joining us today for our last presentation from Asset Management Awareness Month. This presentation is focused on the value of fleet management. My name is Scott Ray. I am the Vice President of Seminars and Events for the MPMA. Happy to have you here today. Thank you for joining. Before we begin today's presentation, I just wanted to walk through a few reminders. One, the slides from today's presentation are available in the handouts portion of GoToWebinar. You'll see a PDF version, so feel free to grab that if you would like to have a copy of today's slides. Also, any questions that come up, please go ahead and drop those into the question box, and we will address those as they come through. Last but not least, if you want to, you can always resize and zoom and all of that in GoToWebinar. All of us are probably pretty familiar with that, so I won't get too far into that. But that is also available. And with that, I think we can go ahead and get started. I'd like to go ahead and welcome in Dayton Rumbough from FleetWise Management Group, who is going to speak to us today on the value of fleet management. Dayton, appreciate you taking the time to put this together, and glad we can have this meeting today. So Dayton, welcome in. I'll have you do a little intro for yourself, and then go ahead and turn it over to you for the presentation.
Sure, I'd be glad to. Thank you very much. Thank you, Lisa and Scott. This is very exciting for me, and it's an honor. I apologize for having to reschedule the class. I had a family emergency last month, and I had to change my process a little bit. But again, thank you again for letting me share this time. I'd like to briefly just share my background. I'll try to make this pretty fast. I bring in 40 years of hands-on experience in logistics, vehicle and equipment administration, and vehicle maintenance management. Throughout my career, I've faced both challenges and triumphs, each one offering a valuable lesson. My expertise spans the full spectrum of fleet and logistics operations, including organizational assessments, budgeting, staffing, and the integration of advanced technologies such as fleet management, information systems, routing and freight software, intelligent transportation systems, telematics, and asset tracking solutions. I've worked across 4 continents, 8 countries, and throughout the United States, both remotely and on site. My experience covers fleet operations from all sizes, from 5 units to managing tens of thousands of vehicles, material handling and weight handling equipment, construction and aircraft machinery. I've supported clients in mergers and acquisitions through equipment appraisals, and consulted on fleet and facility design, and helped organizations boost operational efficiency across industries. And while I've gained a wealth of experience, I've also made my share of mistakes. Perhaps some of you have made or might face yourself. The most important takeaway, though, is learn from them and keep moving forward. I'd like to go ahead and start with the importance of fleet management. Next slide. As I said in my introductory, I wanted to thank Lisa and Scott both, and thank MPMA, and also welcome everyone to this session. It is a true honor to have this opportunity to be here and to talk about the value of fleet management. It's a critical function for any company or agency that depends on vehicles or equipment to fulfill its mission. If time allows, we'd also touch on the importance of continuous learning and knowledge sharing and how they contribute to the long-term success in fleet operations. According to our friends at the American Public Works Association, asset management refers to the current and future activities of deciding how to develop, operate, maintain your infrastructure in order to achieve the greatest possible economic, environmental, and social benefits of that investment. Motor vehicles are classified as personal property assets, which inherently links asset management and fleet management. They are inseparable, almost a marriage. This relationship is formally established in the Code of Federal Regulations, Title 41, Chapter 102. Fleet management goes far beyond vehicle maintenance. It encompasses strategic oversight, operational efficiency, regulatory compliance, and cost control. When implemented effectively, fleet management can deliver substantial cost savings, enhanced operational performance, extended asset life cycles, improved regulatory compliance, and today we'll examine how strong fleet management practices can produce measurable outcomes that directly support your agency or company's mission and the bottom line. So let's get started. Next slide, please. Fleet management is the process of overseeing, coordinating, and optimizing a company or agency vehicles and equipment. It encompasses a broad range of responsibilities, including administrative, financial, operational, and regulatory functions to ensure assets are used efficiently, operated safely, and maintained cost effectively. When executed effectively, fleet management drives measurable improvements in efficiency, cost control, and safety while ensuring full compliance with legal and organizational requirements. Whether in the government, the private sector, or public service, fleet management is essential to sustaining reliable operations and supporting long-term strategic goals. As we go through today's session, you might hear me mention private companies or for-profit organizations, and that's not by accident. It's very much intentional. I believe in learning from all sources, especially those that challenge us to think differently. The private sector often brings a level of innovation, agility, and competitive edge that we in the public or institutional space can learn from. I've always believed in benchmarking against the best, regardless of the sector. It pushes us to raise our game. And if there's one thing you'll learn about me, it's that I don't believe in doing things the way they've always been done. I'm not a status quo kind of guy. I like innovation. I like disruption. I like challenges. So today I'm challenging you to step outside your comfort zone, think differently, be bold, and join me in this incredible journey of asset and fleet management. It's more than managing vehicles. It's about leading change and driving value and building the future. One of the greatest advantages of effective fleet management is the potential for substantial cost savings. Fleet operations often represent one of the largest expenditures within an organization, but with the right strategies, these costs can be significantly reduced and better controlled. Here are three key areas where savings can be realized. Fuel management, tracking fuel usage and implementing fuel efficient practices can lead to immediate cost reductions. Do you have a fuel management system? Is it automated or manual? Or if not, why not? The second key area is in maintenance and repairs. Preventive maintenance is essential. It minimizes unplanned downtime, reduces repair costs, and extends asset life. Are you reviewing your fleet management reports regularly? The third and last key area is lifecycle management. Understanding the true cost of ownership helps to determine the optimal time to replace the vehicles and equipment. Do you evaluate the full cycle cost of each asset, or is it just by age, miles, and engine hours? By taking a proactive and data-driven approach to these areas, organizations can eliminate waste, improve reliability, and operate more efficiently, all while reducing overall fleet cost. A couple examples I'd like to just share with you is early in my career as a fleet manager stationed overseas, I inherited a struggling fleet of about 200 to 250 vehicles, more than a quarter of which were out of service due to parts shortages and budget constraints. Just 6 months into the role, I discovered we had run out of funds for fuel and major services well before the fiscal year ended. As a result, we forced to ground non-essential vehicles. As you can imagine, this raised a few eyebrows. A deeper investigation revealed root causes: an inadequate operating budget, procurement delays that tied up funds in undelivered parts, and a lack of accountability between the supply and fleet teams. Despite limited technology, we uncovered serious misuse. A bus driver was diverting fuel for personal use. A shop supervisor had acquired tools for home use, and multiple cases of vehicle abuse led to investigations by the agency's Inspector General. The outcomes included early retirements and reassignment of key personnel. It was a wake-up call and a turning point. A second example of that I ran into was later in my career. I was appointed state manager with two priorities: improve operational efficiency and eliminate a substantial budget deficit. The organization was losing millions annually. While we had access to some modern technology, tracking financial inconsistencies was still a challenge. After a meticulous review, we discovered that our operation had been incorrectly charged for commercial rentals that belonged to other departments. Once we corrected this budget error and implemented a more effective organizational structure, we turned the program around from deep in the red to operating in the black. Next slide, please. Fleet management is also essential to driving operational efficiency. When vehicles and equipment are properly maintained and strategically utilized, organizations benefit from reduced downtime, improved productivity, and more reliable service delivery. Key strategies to enhance efficiency included telematics and GPS tracking, which enables real-time monitoring of vehicle operation, speed and usage patterns to improve decision-making. Route optimization minimizes fuel consumption and travel time while improving on-time performance. Driver behavior monitoring promotes safer and more efficient driving through accountability and coaching. By embracing this technology and using data-driven insights, fleet managers can streamline daily operations, reduce waste, and maximize asset uptime. Next, please. I'd like to share just one more example here also. During my career was each year, my team conducted a comprehensive fleet utilization review, which many of you probably have experienced as well. But this was also, is what you recognize now, or is called the vehicle allocation methodology, or the VAM. We just called it responsible fleet management back in the day. Our focus was on optimizing vehicle assignments by analyzing mission needs, utilization patterns, model years to better balance aging and high use units, And we rotated our newer vehicles that were underutilized vehicles into high demand roles and reassigned our aging units where appropriate. Of course, not all the assignments were straightforward. Factors like end user's mission, the role, and operational restrictions often added complexity to the process. But by applying a strategic data-driven approach, we consistently improved efficiency while aligning vehicle assets with actual user needs. This was an ongoing process that we used every year and throughout the year actually, because we would see vehicles that were some of our newer vehicles that had low utilization, and then we had some of our older vehicles that had higher utilization that we tried to blend in into the operation so that we could actually get more life out of the vehicles. Compliance and risk management. Compliance is a critical pillar of the effective fleet management. Regardless of whether a fleet operates in the public or private sector, regulatory requirements shape how vehicles are managed, maintained, and operated. Some of the key compliance areas include federal guidelines, such as executive orders, Code of Federal Regulations, Federal Management Regulations, GSA bulletins, and internal agency policies all form the legal framework within which fleet managers operate. Ensuring adherence is a fundamental to the maintaining accountability and organizational integrity. The Department of Transportation, DOT, and Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, the FMCSA, these set the standards for vehicle safety, driver qualifications, and fleet operations. Compliance helps minimize accidents and avoid legal risk. Environmental policies. Fleet managers must address emission standards and sustainability goals. But let's be honest, we shouldn't need executive orders or external mandates to do the right thing. If we're being good stewards of the fleet, we should already know the health of our vehicles and our facilities. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to recognize a poorly functioning vehicle or an underperforming shop. Safety programs. Proactive driver training and safety protocols are essential for protecting employees and reducing liability. By prioritizing the compliance, fleet operations avoid costly fines, improve safety outcomes, and reinforce trust placed in them by stakeholders and the public. Sustainability is rapidly becoming a core priority in fleet management. Organizations are increasingly shifting toward alternative fuel and electric vehicles to minimize their environmental footprint and align with broader climate goals. Key emerging trends include electric and hybrid vehicles. These vehicles offer lower operating costs and reduced emissions, making them attractive choice for sustainable fleets. I would like to note one thing here, though, that I just read not too long ago a report that was put out by J.D. Powers, which is labeled the 2024 U.S. Vehicle Dependability Study, dated February the 8th, 2024. And let me just give you some stats from it. Basically, it says that the battery electric vehicles, the BEVs, had reported 256 problems per 100 vehicles. The plug-in vehicles, plug-in hybrids, scored a 216 problem per 100 vehicles, while standard hybrids had 191 problems per 100 vehicles, and the internal combustion engine vehicles had the lowest at 187 problems per 100 vehicles. So the study was based on responses from about 30,000 original owners of 2021 model year vehicles. I just thought that was an interesting study that was being conducted. I just wanted to share that with you because as we move forward in the environment with buying electric vehicles, we also need to look at what's best for the mission itself and what is most cost effective. Data-driven decision making was another trend. It's the use of the AI and predictive analytics that enables smarter maintenance scheduling, fuel optimization, and performance forecasting. Mobility as a service. This is an evolving model that offers the flexibility, on-demand transport options that move beyond traditional vehicle ownership, improving efficiency and accessibility. I'm going to discuss that a little bit more here in just a few minutes, but I'm going to finish up this slide. By embracing these innovations, organizations not only reduce their environmental impact, but also stay ahead of industry evolution, building more resilient and future-ready operations. As I stated, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the mobility as a service. It's a digital platform that allows users to plan, book, and pay for various transportation services, public and private, through a single interface. It integrates car sharing, ride hailing like Uber and Lyft, also the bike rentals systems that you see at a lot of large cities now, and it also offers more. It also is more into a one seamless, user-friendly experience. The mobility as a service has the potential to transform travel behavior, reduce emissions, and streamline transportation access through real-time scheduling, ticketing, and payment tools. This concept has a lot of potential within the federal government at different installations. And one of the things that I had was looking at, and I keep in the back of my mind, but now I'm going to throw the challenge out to you, is that I imagine government-wide mobility as a service system to be implemented. It would be a centralized rental and motor pool platform that connects federal agencies' vehicle inventories to official travel within installations and regions. Just to give you an example of this, while I was serving overseas at an installation, we had a lot of ships and aircraft that would come into the area, and the folks that were on these vehicles was always requesting more vehicles than we had in our inventory at the time. But if we'd had the heads up before, we would probably have been able to commercially lease the vehicles or use some other method of either even borrowing the vehicles from fellow federal installations. But I always thought that having a mobility as a service system that was applied worldwide, that this could save the federal government a lot of savings. So therefore, think big, think cost saving, and think game changing. Next slide, please. Actionable strategies for your fleet. Now that we've discussed the value of fleet management, let's shift to action. Here are 5 practical steps you can take to apply these strategies within your organization, each supported by slides for further reference. The first is conduct a fleet assessment. Identify inefficiencies, underutilized assets, and process gaps. I've attached a couple of slides that'll follow this one that deals with the fleet management self-assessment. Just gives you an outline of the approach. Very simple and very easy to use. We can discuss that a little bit more if you would like to have a full assessment form. just let us know, because I've only was able to only put a couple of slides into this session. The second is to implement and update your preventive maintenance program. Schedule routine service intervals to minimize costly breakdowns. When was the last time that you reviewed your PM schedule? Are you over or under maintaining your fleet, or have you just missed it completely? I've been on several different studies when we were looking at the PM program at the activities, and we've actually found vehicles and equipment that had been on the installation for quite a while and has not received any PM service, only because it was never loaded into their system. So review your PM schedules and equipment inventory annually, or at least by every couple of years if you can. I've also put in a slide on this discussing a little bit farther on the categories of maintenance and repairs. The third actionable strategy is to leverage telematics and fleet management software. Gain real-time visibility into vehicle health, driver's behavior, and asset utilization. A great tool to implement into your operation. It tells you a lot about your vehicle before you have a major breakdown or a major maintenance issue that might come up. Also, it tells you a little bit about your drivers' behaviors. You got jackrabbit starts, or you got rapid braking going on. These tools will give you a lot of good information about that. The fourth item is to train and educate the drivers, and this kind of goes in hand with your telematics information, but it improves your safety, it reduces your fuel usage, and extend vehicle life through ongoing driver development. This is one of the challenges that a lot of installations I've found have had issues with, that the drivers did not want to have the telematics in the system because it told too much information about them. But use it as a training instead of a discipline tool. Initially, when I first started working with the telematics, I found that a lot of the clients that I had worked with were using it more of a discipline tool rather than a training and an educational tool. But you'd be surprised once you get your drivers on board with the telematics, that how your fleet operation will change and improve through cost savings, through safer drivers, less accidents. And last is the track the KPIs or continuously improve. Monitor key performance indicators like fuel costs, utilization rates, downtime, cost per mile, and adjust the strategies accordingly. As I had earlier mentioned in some of my examples, is the way that we found a lot of the issues, and some of them were hard knocks, like, running out of funds to support your vehicles. But using a monitoring system, you can, look at things before they happen. And the old mantra about you can't manage something that you can't measure. I've inserted a slide in here that also has a few of the formulas that can be utilized, and I'll discuss that a little bit more here in just a few minutes. Next slide, please. This is the first sheet of a fleet management self-assessment. Like I was saying, it's very simple. You have three evaluations. Is it adequate, inadequate, or uncertain? And these categories, self-explanatory. Asset management includes acquisition, leasing. Is it adequate or inadequate? I would challenge each of you to take this and go through your operation, and maybe even if you're the fleet supervisor, start at the top and work your way down through your other supervisors and even some of your own personnel just to get a flavor of what everyone thinks about the fleet operation. Is it, is it healthy? Is it working well for you? The next, please. This is a continuation of that same form. This is actually toward the end of it. But again, it's replacement planning and scheduling, staffing levels, time management, unscheduled maintenance, vehicle assignments, warranty control. Like I was saying, again, I'll just repeat myself, is it's very simple to use, but in the end, it can tell you a lot about your operation as to how, if you don't feel that it's operating correctly, or if you may feel it is, that everything is great. But then when you go through your lower supervisors or your team, they may have a different view. And so these are some areas that can stand out and you can focus on in improving in. Next, please. The categories of maintenance and repair. Corrective maintenance requires repairs required when found during PM should be tracked on work orders as a separate task code. A lot of times that I've seen in the past, and even we were guilty of it, that we would bring a vehicle in for a PM service and we would find repairs needed and we would just add it on to the same work order. We recommend that you separate it so that you can actually track your PMs and also your repairs that need correcting. And there's these are important and key indicators on the performance of your shop operation. Complaint repairs. The goal is to minimize not more than 30 to 40% of your work orders. Now, I would go farther than that. I would say that I would lower the percentage to like 20% of your work orders should be compliant or complaint repairs. But the goal would be to have 0 complaints. But again, there's a measurement that's out there that you can utilize. Like I say, in this particular instance, we use 30 to 40%. Personally, I would shoot for 20% or lower. Field breakdowns, such as road calls or tow-ins, are the worst case scenarios for drivers and fleet shop. The goal is less than 2% of the frontline vehicle count. In other words, 100 vehicles, only 2 should fall into this category a month. Comebacks or rework. Repairs for identical complaint within 30 days must be properly coded and reported. This one is a very sensitive issue in the shops. No mechanic or technician likes to be known for any comeback work. And so I would handle this very carefully, that you use it as a training opportunity, because there could be a lot of reasons why the vehicle the equipment or the vehicle came back to the shop. The mechanic may have not had the right tool to make the repair, or the part could have been a defective from the manufacturer. There could have been an improper diagnosis, and because of improper equipment. A lot of other reasons besides just having the label of a bad mechanic. And like I say, so take this one and look at it as an opportunity for training and correction. Warranty and recall work, usually performed by a dealer, but in-house shop may be certified to perform. This one you want to be careful with, because if you have the in-house, and there's a lot of clients that I have dealt with that did have the in-house permissions by the manufacturers to do warranty and recall work, but and not a problem, but a challenge with this is that you're going to only get paid based on flat rates. and your flat rate may not be the same as the dealers or the manufacturers. So you could lose money on this if you're not careful, but at the same time, it is a good opportunity to improve the efficiency of your fleet and keep your fleet up and going, and have good turnaround on any kind of repairs or any kind of downtime for the fleet. Next, please. Telematics and data-driven decision-making. The assumption has been previously that fleet management relied heavily on manual data collection and reactive decision-making. This is the impact of this was the integration of telematics and IoT, or Internet of Things, has revolutionized fleet management by providing real-time data on vehicle performance, driver behavior, and route efficiency. This shift has led to more productive, more proactive, and data-driven decision-making and predictive maintenance. Next, please. Less aggressive acceleration and braking and optimal route planning reduces fuel consumption. Promote defensive driving and reduce repair and insurance costs lowers accident rates. And less wear and tear and better maintenance habits improves the vehicle longevity. I'm sorry. Investing in driver education leads to safer roads and lower operational costs. Okay. This slide lists 4 measurement types: reliability, or mean time between failures; availability; maintainability; and preventive correction or corrective ratio. Reliability is defined as the average time between failures. Availability is defined as the average % of scheduled operating time the equipment was available for use, not the out of service from equipment failure. Maintainability is the average time to repair equipment after the failure. Preventive to corrective ratio is the ratio of the planned or preventive to failure or corrective repairs. And there are dozens of measurements and best practice tips out there. Find them and use them. If you would like to have a list, you can also reach out to myself, and I have quite a catalog or library or list, I guess you'd call it, of these different types of KPIs, and I'd be glad to share them with you. Next slide. We're going to shift our focus from the value of the fleet management to the value of training and education and mentorship in fleet management. And you can see I'm kind of dazed out right there because this is an area that I really enjoy talking about. Next, please. In fleet management, the seamless transfer of knowledge is vital to sustaining organizational success and optimizing resource management. As experienced professionals retire and new technologies reshape the industry, preserving institutional knowledge becomes an increasing challenge. Meeting this challenge requires a strategic, multifaceted approach and is grounded in structured training, continuous education, and intentional mentorship. Next, please. Okay. The role of training. Training is a foundation of effective knowledge transfer in fleet management, equipping personnel with practical skills needed to perform their roles with confidence and competence. From mastering fleet software systems to ensuring compliance with federal regulations, structured training programs prepare employees to navigate the daily demands of fleet operations. The most impactful training programs share 3 key characteristics. The first is hands-on. They incorporate real-world scenarios that mirror actual challenges faced in the field. The second is role-specific. They are tailored to the unique duties of technicians, drivers, operators, clerks, analysts, supervisors, and managers. The third is ongoing. They recognize that fleet management is dynamic, requiring continuous learning to keep pace with the new technologies, policies, and best practices. Next, please. While training equips fleet personnel with immediate job-specific skills, education lays the broader foundation for critical thinking, strategic planning, and long-term decision-making. Educational initiatives in fleet management may cover essential topics such as asset cycle, life cycle management, sustainability and alternative fuel strategies, financial planning and cost analysis, emerging technologies, and innovation in fleet operations. Some formal programs such as the Certified Federal Fleet Specialist, Certified Federal Fleet Administrator, and Certified Federal Fleet Manager courses provide comprehensive knowledge and recognized credentials that prepare professionals to lead with confidence and foresight. Mentorship, bridging the gap between theory and practice. Mentorship connects emerging professionals with seasoned experts, turning experience into a powerful learning tool. These relationships cultivate practical wisdom. Mentors offer real-world insights developed through years of hands-on experience. Guided growth. Mentees gain personalized support, helping them navigate challenges and build confidence. Knowledge retention. Organizations preserve critical institutional knowledge as it is passed from one generation to the next. Fostering a strong mentorship culture promotes collaboration, strengthens workforce continuity, improves retention, and builds a pipeline of capable professionals prepared to lead the future of fleet management. Go back, please. Okay, there we go. Creating a culture of learning and knowledge sharing. For training, education, and mentorship to truly succeed, organizations must foster a culture that values continuous growth and the open exchange of knowledge. This requires deliberate action in several key areas. Invest in your resources. Dedicate appropriate budgets, tools, and time for training programs, educational advancement, and mentorship initiatives. Recognize contributions. Celebrate the efforts of mentors, educators, and team members who actively engage in professional development and knowledge sharing. The third area is to leverage technology. Implement knowledge management systems to capture and share processes, best practices, and institutional sites across the organization. By embedding these principles into organizational culture, fleet operations can build stronger teams and preserve institutional knowledge and prepare the next generation of leaders. Knowledge transfer isn't a one-time event. It's a continuous commitment to growth, excellence, and leadership. By investing in training, education, and mentorship, fleet organizations empower their teams to meet today's demands and shape tomorrow's innovations. Whether you're just beginning your career in fleet or property management, or you're a seasoned professional, Embracing knowledge transfer is one of the most impactful ways to support your organization's mission and leave a lasting legacy for those who follow. Before I move into talking about the certification program here, I'd like to just share with you that we recently have started a mentorship program, and we will be, if anybody's interested in being a mentor or a mentee, please contact us and let us know, because we're trying to make that connection between a mentor and a mentee so that we can improve and really cultivate our future fleet professionals, whether it's anywhere from the technician level, clerks level, up to the senior managers. We all can learn by sharing back and forth. And so, like I said, if you're interested in learning more about that program, just please also reach out and let us know, and we can talk about that in a separate email or even in a Teams call or something like that. At this point, I'd like to talk about the MPMA Certified Federal Fleet Certification Program. The Certified Federal Fleet Specialist level, which is the introductory level, is for federal employees responsible for fleet operations or professionals seeking foundational knowledge of the federal fleet policies. The focus areas of this training is in fleet terminology, laws and regulations, reporting requirements, and day-to-day fleet management responsibilities. At the end of the 2-day course, you are required to pass to take and pass a final exam, and this is a certification that is good for 5 years, and at the end of 5 years you can renew it through the recertification process. The Certified Federal Fleet Administrator, which is a intermediate level of course, is ideal for the supervisors, analysts, or administrators overseeing multiple aspects of federal fleet program. This focus areas are policy application, budgeting and procurement, vehicle acquisition and disposal, sustainability strategies, and data-driven decision-making. This certification is like the specialist level. You are required to take and pass an exam at the end of, at the end of the class, take an exam and pass that course. A prerequisite to that is that you also have to, before you can take the fleet administrators level course, you have to take or complete the FS, which is the fleet specialist course first. Next, please. The third level, which is an advanced level of the course, is a Certified Federal Fleet Managers course. This is ideal for senior fleet managers, program leaders, or executives responsible for strategic oversight and performance outcomes. The focus areas here are strategic planning, life cycle cost analysis, regulatory compliance, performance measurement, and fleet program leadership. Like the other two courses, you will take an exam at the end, and when you pass the exam, you are certified federal fleet manager. At this point, I am open for questions and answers. Let's see. Lisa, do we have any? Hello?
Hi, not at the moment.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. It was just, we'll see if any come in here for a sec. Yep, nothing. Oh, wait, here's one.
Okay.
What is the best place to begin getting into fleet management from an educational perspective?
From an educational standpoint, I would look at logistics. Uh, Take studies in logistics because it gives, depending on the different agencies, there's a lot of different functions that a fleet manager gets involved in. You can be just handling a handful of vehicles to you're actually managing a trucking system that's delivering supplies around the installation or across the country. Uh, again, I would say from an educational, I would get into the logistics area.
Thank you. And we've got people thanking you for your for speaking today, for sharing your knowledge.
Well, thank you very much. I've really enjoyed it. Apologize for a couple of stumbles that I made, but I thank everybody for attending, and I appreciate it. If Lisa, if you'd go to the next slide, there's some I've got some information there that may be some information that may be helpful to the folks.
Okay.
A little bit about if you want more on our information, I mean, what FleetWise does, we have our website on there. If they want to know more about the training courses that are being offered, I've got the MPMA website on there. And if you would like to just talk about more of, like I was mentioned earlier about the mentorship, I am a very strong believer in the mentorship program, the process. I mean, I did this for years and not even realizing that it was mentoring. I was just helping fellow fleet manager or fleet personnel improve their careers and you know, sharing my knowledge because I moved up through the ladder through the federal government, and then I went out and I retired and started my own consulting company, and I learned a lot about the commercial side of it, and it's been fabulous. I'm still on a high on fleet management.
I have another question for you. Someone wants to know, what's the highest risk in today's environment regarding fleet management?
I would say there's several financial risks, but from a personal one, I would almost the one that always scares me is the misuse of the government property, and that one is very impactful to not only the fleet, but you know the individual or individuals that get caught up in this, you know, this type of situation. It, I apologize for being a little bit hesitant in what I'm saying, but again, the risk to me a lot of times is not really within your control. It's trying to accommodate requests or guidance from outside that you have to be very careful with, that you don't violate a law or a regulation. One just about is just as almost as bad as the other, but they both have different corrections, and some can be very harmful, and some may be more just a slap on the hand. But again, those are my personal, things that I would be very careful of.
Thank you.
Now, I might just add too that I'm a detail person, and I would encourage, every fleet manager as well as anyone that's has any kind of responsibility within their organization, that they pay attention to the details of your operation.
Great advice. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Well, it's a great question.
All right, we are pretty close to the time, so thank you, Dayton. Scott, I don't know if you're still here, if you wanted to come back on, but
I just wanted to say thank you to Dayton for putting this together. There's a lot of really useful and a lot of good information included in the presentation. And Dayton, I really liked how, I think that one point you mentioned about education and finding a mentor and continuing to learn and everything. It's super important as we all develop in our careers, whether that be in fleet or in property. I think that was awesome that you mentioned that.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
all right, terrific.
So I think with that we can go ahead and wrap up today's session. Again, Dayton, thank you for putting this together. This is a good presentation. It is available for those of you online. And I believe, Lisa, we will put this on the
YouTube.
The MPMA's YouTube page in the next couple of weeks or so.
Yep.
So, and then credit is usually in another couple of weeks as well. So those of you that are checking your transcripts, we will have that up in the next couple of weeks. So with that, this presentation officially closes out Asset Management Awareness Month and Fleet Management Awareness Month. Again, Dayton, thank you for taking the time. Lisa, thank you for your support through AMAM this year. And thank you all for attending. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. And we will see you on a subsequent session. Thank you so much.
Thank you all very much too. I appreciate it.
Thank you.